Hello again. Hey guys, hope you're well. Have you drank your water today? Did you take your nap? How was your power nap? How was your work day? Did you get everything done at the job? I hope you didn't go off on that person that really bothers you and irritates you. I hope you got your exercise in, got your steps in, got your cardio in, got your resistance training in. This will be my part 3 to the Jairus and the woman with the issue of blood story. And this time I wanted to take us into the perspective and the shoes of the woman this time. The first 2 times we were kind of hanging out with Jairus and then the person that came and told him the news and all this type of stuff. But today it's her turn and she is my hero. She's my hero. Because, okay, I don't know what that one is. Oh, that's what's happening. It can be hard to resist putting yourself in the person's shoes and making this a kind of biography, if you will. But I can relate to this woman, not in the sense of like what she has dealt with and what she was healed from, but in the sense of something going on for so long and being plagued. I put it in air quotes because it's not like a plague. It's not a plague for me. It's just it's a thing. But just going through something for a significant amount of years. And those are always really interesting and really hard, but so sweet and rewarding in the end when everything changes, when that day happens and your whole life is completely different because the thing that you're used to and the thing that you grew up with, the thing that you thought was just going to be your story for the rest of your life is no longer. Hannah, the same thing, barren for who knows how many years. And then finally the Lord opened her womb. Abraham and Sarah, like we have the images of these people in scripture whose story kind of center around having been a part of or gone through something for so many years, and then finally breakthrough happens. Okay, so anywho, I'll just go real quick to Mark 5 verse 25 and on. Now a certain woman had a flow of blood for 12 years and had suffered many things from many physicians. Wow. She had spent all that she had and was no better, but rather grew worse. And when she heard about Jesus, she came behind him in the crowd and touched his garment. For she said, "If only I may touch his clothes, I shall be made well." Immediately the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of the affliction. And Jesus, immediately knowing in himself that power had gone out of him, turned around in the crowd and said, "Who touched my clothes?" But his disciples said to him, "You see the multitude thronging you, and you say, 'Who touched me?'" And he looked around to see her who had done this thing. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell down before him and told him the whole truth. And he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your affliction." Something that just stood out to me that I hadn't read or like really paid attention to before is the fact that it says she suffered many things from many physicians. So this was bigger than just a health problem. This was bigger than just something that had gone on with her body for 12 years, but also she had been having issues with her physicians as well. I don't know the details of what that means, but that stood out to me this time, probably for something specific, but I had never thought about that. She suffered many things, including issues with her physicians. And then, of course, it said that she never got better, but rather grew worse. So personally, it makes no, well, yeah, personally and practically for me, it makes no sense it does make sense because Jesus is a healer, but practically, I think if this was me, I would have given up at year 2. Let alone 12. In one of the videos prior to this one, I talked about your faith is strengthened because of what you know. At this point, Jesus had come on the scene and he had been healing people I feel like, or I wonder, or I can hypothesize that the reason why she had any faith at all that this can happen for her, that she can receive her healing, is due to the fact that maybe she had seen Jesus heal up until this point. Right before this, as a matter of fact, Jesus heals a demon-possessed man. Yep. Mark 5, earlier in the chapter. Verse 18, and when he got into the boat, when Jesus got into the boat, he who had been demon-possessed begged him that he might be with him. So the man begged Jesus that he would be with him. However, Jesus did not permit him, but said to him, go home to your friends and tell them what great things the Lord has done for you and how he has had compassion on you. And he departed and began to proclaim in Decapolis all that Jesus had done for him, and all marveled. Your faith is strengthened based on what you know. We have faith in Jesus because of what we know, because of what we've seen, in partnership with what we have experienced. What if, I can pose the question, or I can pose the idea that this woman was one of the people that the man who was just demon possessed proclaimed to, that Jesus had healed him? What if she was on her lap? What if she was not believing for this? What if she had already settled in her heart that this is it? But then she heard of a man who healed a man who had legions of demons in him. And so her plans change. I fully understand the point you get to when you you have been disappointed for years. The things that you're dealing with, the things that you have dealt with, the thing that you're dealing with, it's year 10, it's year 12, it's year 20, and things aren't getting better, but they're getting worse. What is it that can cause you to recharge your faith and go back out there and extend your hand to the hem of his garment? This woman is so inspiring to me because she had every reason and every right to lay up in bed and to accept this plague on her body as her final lot in life. She had every reason to. But what if she was one of the people within earshot of that man who was just demon possessed when he was coming to tell everybody what Jesus had just done for him? And what's crazy is, if that's the case, let's just say that's the case. Let's say that she was there, right? If that's the case, her faith being renewed to see to it that she just barely gets in the vicinity of Jesus enough to touch his clothing to be healed, that caused Jesus to pay attention to her. Then that moment inspired Jairus, and that could have caused him and his faith to be renewed and to be strengthened when his daughter died. It's a chain reaction. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of our testimonies. Jesus told the man, go and tell everybody what the Lord did and that he had compassion on you. Who knows? What if that was the last thing that this woman received before she gave up hope that this could ever be healed and fixed once and for all? She gave it her last. I want to leave you with this. I completely sympathize with people and with those who kind of have been like in this cycle of a thing, and this one thing or these handful of things have just been ongoing for years, and you haven't seen the break of light yet. Whatever it is, I have my thing, you may have your thing. And things may be getting worse instead of getting better, or things may just be monotonous. There may be no kind of idea or like anything to make you think that it's starting to progress forward and like get better and be different one day. what I want to leave you with, and what I want to leave myself with, is that is to give it your last. Don't hang up your faith on your dream yet. Whatever that is, be it a healing, be it financial breakthrough, be it a generational curse of some sort, be it some, negative cycle that keeps going on, be it barrenness, be it, even the lack of prospects for a potential spouse or something. Whatever it is, do not hang up on this dream. Do not hang up on the desire that was put in you by God because you delighted in Him. He gave your heart desires to have. It'll all be worth it. And I'm sure for this woman, those 12 years, as she received her healing and went about living her life, I'm sure that the 12 years paled in comparison to the glory that she experienced, to the success that she had, to the joy that she experienced and felt as she moved on with a new found hope, faith, a new body, and a miracle. Looking back on those 12 years probably feels like looking back on 1% of your life. Let the Lord take these places that have been dry for so many years and let Him set the stage in your life that He would perform this miracle. Do not hang up on your dream. Don't walk away from it just because it's getting worse. Don't walk away from it because it's year 12 or because it's year 20 or because it's year 25. It's not worth leaving. Every day there's an opportunity to receive that healing, to receive that dream, to receive that miracle. Every day there's a chance that you could have it. Every day there's a chance that this thing could completely turn around and one day you will no longer be in that place and it will be a complete, full restoration. Not halfway, not like for the most part. No. It will be completely different. In the blink of an eye, one day it could be completely different. And again, give it your all. Every day, give it your all. Her faith was so big that she didn't need for Jesus to come and sit with her and talk with her and touch her and do all of this. She had enough faith to just barely have to touch His clothes. Let what you know about Jesus fuel your faith. Let what you know about God fuel your faith, and let the things that you have experienced Him in add fuel to your faith as well. The things that you've experienced could be the same thing in the sense of where the guy was telling people about what had just happened. You don't need another person to tell you what God did for you. You know what God did for you. You can tell you what God did for you. I can tell me what God did for me. And then get a second wind to keep pursuing the Lord and keep seeing to it that this one day will be different, that this too shall pass. It doesn't matter that it's year 27 for me. What matters is what I know about Jesus. Period. And I don't need for the Lord to send an angel down to do all the stuff. I have enough faith to know that this is light work. This is light work for God. It doesn't take any effort. It's the Lord is not sitting up here toiling, trying to figure out how to make this thing happen and running out of options, and the machine's broken and the angels aren't working and this angel clocked out and so we got to replace that one. It's not happening like that. I have enough faith to know that I can have this particular thing answered and that it will be completely restored, not a halfway restorative work. Completely. So don't hang up the faith on your dream yet. Don't hang up the faith on your dream at all. It's there for a reason. Let the Lord continue setting the stage so that when it happens, it can blow your mind and you have something to tell everybody that comes in contact with you. And your story it'll be a chain reaction, I promise. The demon-possessed man told everybody. Let's say she was in the vicinity, right? Then she got her miracle. Jairus sees that, cool. And it just keeps going. It keeps going. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. Harvest always comes. So you can expect for this to come out and to turn around for you. And I think that's it for now. All right. Bye.